I think pride gets in the way of your ability to go like, whoa, I might need to try something out here and like take ownership here. Like the only thing I can think of that blocks that is pride and ego.
Welcome to the She's Rooted podcast.
We're about to get real unscripted.
So pull up a chair. Let's get to the root of it. What's up, Mo?
Hi.
How you doing?
Very good. How are you?
Amazing. I'm really excited to talk today because everyone that is tuning in, they better buckle up.
We'll see ya on
It
the
is
next episode.
might
And
be a little
until then,
spicy today.
Stay rooted,
It's gonna
sister.
be good. But yeah, I want to welcome everyone back. If you are joining us again, pull up a seat, buckle that seatbelt because here we go. And if you are tuning in for the very first time, welcome to the She's Rooted podcast. I am Jamie. This is Miss Mo, and we keep it real and raw over here, don't we?
Yeah,
And we love it.
me too much.
A little too much. I want you guys to think of us as like your virtual BFFs who are not afraid to tell you the truth because either we've been there, or we're gonna go there and we need to get through it together. So last week we talked about frustration is not a stop sign. And how many freaking times in our life when we get frustrated, we use that as like the red flag excuse. And then we're like, oh, this doesn't work. I need to like pivot and go do something else. When really we're not taking what would be the word, Mo. Let's see if let's see if you know what my brain is thinking.
I don't know what your brain is.
Come on, you do know.
I don't.
What? It's an O word.
I don't know. Ownership.
You do know.
I do know.
Take some ownership, Mo.
I'm thinking about Peggy Bundy.
Damn it! Okay, true story.
Yeah.
Listen, Linda. Okay, we're watching the video. I have on a shirt I never wear, and the reason why I have this on is because I thought this was episode 50, and I was like, how wild is that? Let me wear my wild shirt. I wear this in Disney at the Animal Kingdom, and now I'm like, I'm wearing it on the podcast. Today is episode 49. So I miscounted. And then I'm sitting here looking at the video talking to Mo prior to pressing play. I'm like, man, I look like that Peggy Bundy.
It's in my head.
Dark hair.
I was totally, yeah.
So here we are.
Here
we are.
49 with Peggy Bundy and ownership.
Yep. Yeah. So why don't we pivot off of the Peggy Bundy? I'm sure that's going to come back.
You don't look like her, by the way, but you do match my chair.
Yeah. See, we are all animal up in this place. It's going to be wild. So why don't you set us up for today? You had some amazing words of wisdom sent out to your dance fitness vibe crew, and I just love that you do that. I think it's so important.
Thank you. Man, you know what it comes from? Honestly, it's not like I don't know, like I'm better than anyone type of thing. It's really genuinely like I remember being in my darkest days, Jamie, and thinking, gosh, if I make it out of this, and then I like made the promise to God, I was like, God, if you deliver me through this storm, like if you get me through this, I will forever share the lessons that I've learned, like with anybody else that will listen, because it might help them too. Like that's literally it. So today I just, talking about personal ownership, man, it is, for me, it's the key. It's the key to a great life and even a happy life, because it really is that foundational place where like you realize that when you really get a grasp on personal ownership, for me, and I'm excited to hear your side of this, but you unlock the reality that all of life is a choice, because it doesn't matter what happens to us at that point. We just own how we respond to it, right? And so we can own our attitude around it. We can own our perspective around it. We can assign a meaning to the thing, right, in our life, and you can move forward. And I just feel like there's so much power there. You see that like you can go out today and go, okay, I'm going to own my actions today, which means then I'm also deliberately more rooted because if I have to put my name across the action and truly own it and know there's nobody else that I'm going to pass the blame card to, like I'm going to make sure those actions really matter and they're mine. And I am 100% supportive of them. You know what I'm saying? Like it's easy to go willy nilly and just like whatever if you're somebody that can consistently blame everybody else. Because if something happens, just like, "Oh, it was, my dad's fault. Oh, it's this person's fault," like, whatever. Um, so I was writing to my group and I said, "Your current circumstances do not define you. They may reflect habits or past choices. Where you are today might be a reflection of your past choices and your habits, yes, but even that to me is great when you understand ownership because at that point, now moving forward, any choice that you make can help you build the life you want to build, right? And
Right.
um I just think that it's power. I think that it's power, man. Um I don't know. And your actions will always speak louder than your words. So being able to just realize like you could be saying one thing and saying excuse and saying whatever, but like when your actions are assessed and looked at, like you have to own those anyway. They're yours, right?
Absolutely.
And those stem from what? Belief.
Mhm.
Belief drives action.
Right.
So, yeah, I don't know. I think it's a great topic to nail down because I think that in society a lot of people are lacking personal ownership. We want to blame everything else. We want to blame our job, our past trauma, our all these things, which I'm not making light of any of that. Like there is genuine trauma, there is genuine maltreatment in jobs and careers and families and like all of that. I'm not trying to like play that down and say that's not real. But I am saying, and I will stand strong and say this as somebody who's been through a lot as well, like even in those places, we have the power of our thinking to push forward through those situations and write a better story based off of our personal ownership. How am I going to own what has happened and how am I going to move forward and own those choices moving forward?
Right. Yeah, I mean, you get what you tolerate, right?
That's
And I
it.
think a lot of us are it's very easy to take ownership when things are going well and things are going
Mhm,
great. But when things get in that frustration mindset and it's not going the way that you want, it we don't take ownership then, a lot of us at least. It's so much easier to point the fingers at all of these other outside factors that are creating the frustration versus taking personal ownership on what can I do to control what I can control so that I can move myself up and out of this situation and move to where I want to go.
mhm,
And 2, like, like, you get what you tolerate, I think is a really good ownership line because, like, if you are in a spot where you are pairing your passion with, corporate America or you're entrepreneur and you're working for yourself, um, and things are not going so great, you're allowing that to be the situation, right? You are tolerating what you shouldn't be. And
mhm,
it's up to you to move yourself up and out of that situation. It's not up to corporate. It's not up to, you know, whatever company you've partnered with. It is up to you. If you feel that you are not in a spot where you can stand tall in your belief, you can stand tall in your confidence, you can stand tall in this is the path that's going to get me to where I want to go, then you need to take some damn ownership for yourself and stop like thinking, oh, because this has a hold on me and this has a hold on me, I can't move myself up and out of it. Bullshit. Yes, you can.
yeah,
And at the end of the day, that is taking ownership. And it's not always easy to take ownership when things are in the frustration pool, but it's so easy to take ownership when things are going so great.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I think there's two sides to ownership.
I think there's 2, and there might even be the other side of ownership where, like, have you ever been in a situation where you have owned other people's behavior and you should not have? Like, I even think that reminder is so good, like, that you get what you tolerate. It's so good. It's such a great reminder, and if you're listening still, like, just chew on that for a minute. If that hits you at all, like, I encourage you to just chew on that for a little bit today too, and kind of carry it with you as you're walking through your day, like, you get what you tolerate, so you can't complain about something. you're allowing to continue to happen.
Right.
E um, but also, like, the ownership of we can't claim ownership. I think I the first time I learned this was early on in leadership. And man, Jamie, I was struggling because I had, someone on the team that just said they wanted this, said they wanted this, said they wanted that, said they needed this, that, dreaming, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, the actions weren't backing up what was said.
Right.
And therefore, because of that, they were not achieving, advancements and all of that in their career. And because they were on my team, I took ownership of it. Like, I was like, my fault. Like, I wasn't leading them well. I wasn't doing something right. And I remember somebody said to me, like, my mentor said to me, they're like, "Well, listen, if you're going to own that, then that would mean you'd have to own when they win. And can you actually, in good conscience, own when someone else is winning? No, they did the work. So guess what? They're also not doing the work, and that's losing. Like, that's on them. Quit trying to own it. If you're gonna try to take credit for their wins, and then you have to take credit for their loss, and we know you can't take credit for somebody else's win. You just can't. You can't. So, you know, if you're doing everything that you can and that you know of, with the right heart and all of that, like, you can't own someone else's caca.
Right. You said caca. That's payback for
Wait, you froze. Where'd you go?
F. There you are. Can you
Yeah.
hear me? I'm
Yeah.
like, you were frozen mid laugh. It was so funny. She had to like just stall for a moment.
Oh, you were like
Yeah. But I think a lot it's like that whole mindset of I'm gonna believe what you do, not what you say. And you could take ownership in so many freaking avenues in your life. But here is the case of the matter. No matter what it is that you say that you want, you're going to reach a point where if you keep putting that off and you keep pointing the finger at this excuse and this frustration and oh it's because of them or it's because of my past or it's because of whatever ish you're putting on your shoulders, you're going to run out of time to actually achieve that thing. There are people in life right now that are fighting literally for their life and they are running out of time, but yet we're upset because so and so said something or this past was this and now I feel like I can't achieve that or this person got a raise but I got overlooked. I'm sorry, but did you do the work? Did you put yourself out there? And if you did and you're not being they don't see you, they're seeing through you, maybe just maybe you're partnered with the wrong company. Have we thought of that? Like maybe it has nothing to do with you. I have said so many times people do not leave jobs, they leave bad management,
Mhm.
right? It that is just what it is. Sometimes you're just not aligned with the right path. So that takes a lot of self-ownership, that takes a lot of self-reflectiveness, that takes I don't even know if that's a word, but it takes a lot of seeing what it is for what it is and knowing your worth and knowing that you're willing to fight for what you say that you want, because if you're not willing to fight for what you say that you want, I'm sorry, you don't really want it.
Well,
And
that's
I've had to say that to myself so many freaking times.
yeah.
So, I did tell you that we are your best friends that are gonna be your truth tellers because we truly give a damn,
Yeah.
and sometimes people like to coddle with words, and I can't s like, I can't stand that. Like, just shoot it straight. If you really care, just tell me how it is.
Yeah.
Period, yeah, because the truth is the only thing that's gonna ever change your life,
Mhm.
because all the people that are out there trying to tell you what they think you wanna hear, is that changing your life? Absolutely not.
It is not. It's not. It's allowing you to stay stuck in, like, this delusional place, and then I feel like from that type of place, that's where, like, manipulation starts and just, like,
Sure.
muck starts, and you just have this clouded actual, like, it's everyone else's fault, and I'm actually, like, better, they just don't see it, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah,
That's where you have to look and go, like, "Am I better?" Like,
yeah,
I had to go through it myself, like, I really had to go through it early on in my, entrepreneur journey, and I remember, like, man, I was really busted up mentally. Like I was blaming everything and everyone. And then finally it was like someone looked me hard in the face and I was like, listen, you can continue to like blame the whole world for where you're at, or you can see your part in it and you can then move on. Like, you
Right.
can get better.
Right.
Sucks to suck. And I was like, okay, fair. Like I was pissed, but it was like you said, if you don't have someone saying that to you, like you'll continue to believe that you're just this victim in this world of it. Everybody else is just, terrible and I don't know.
I seen something today. Yeah,
Hmm?
I thought I read something today. Uh, we'll come back to it because I don't think it aligned. I was opening up the book. I'm like, I think that I read something that was in line with that. Maybe it was on a different page. But that's the truth of the truth, Mo. And it's easier to just not take ownership when things aren't going your way.
We've both dealt with it, even coaching people in fitness, man. That's like, he has a personal trainer and that is like a, fitness coach. Like, how many times are you talking to people and they're just like, I don't know. Scale's not moving.
Right.
Hip size isn't going down. And you're like, oh, great. Well, what'd you eat today? Oh, just, I had this and this and this. And yeah, I had some, Oreos and some M&Ms with it. But like, and you're like, bro,
Right.
did you
Yeah. Oh,
stop believing you're broken? You're not, your thinking is broken.
it's because the society that we're around, I think, creates a broken mindset, Mo. I think
Oh,
that they try to paint this damn vision that if you just do this one magic thing, you're gonna reach all your health goals, and it's like, that is not reality. Like, there are so many puzzle pieces when it comes to that aspect that you have to take ownership for in order to change your life. And the second you're sold a dream that if you just do this one thing and input it into your life, it's gonna, like, fix everything else, it's a crack. And you know it's a crack because you should feel good on the way to your health journey, right? And when you start to get into a position where you're sitting across a table from someone and you're asking them these questions because they're in that frustration pool of things aren't working for them, and then you start to uncover, well, you know what? I did not move my body today. I did not eat healthy today. I did not track what I was putting in my mouth. I went through the drive-through twice. I did not take my products. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. I don't know why it's not working. It's because you are not working. I had somebody back in the day, man, when we used to do like the 10-day cleanses back in the day. She, so sweet, was like, "I'm not losing any weight during this cleanse, and it's not working, da 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 da." She didn't even take the products every single day. She took like one, and then she'd miss like 3 days, and then she'd go again, and then she'd miss like the morning, but then she'd do that. And it's like, but you were inconsistent with that part of the program. Like, you have to show up for the program, right? So, but if you don't have somebody that can ask you those questions and like open up the curtain of your life on what your choices are actually doing, then we don't see it for ourselves because we're so focused on, oh my gosh, this isn't working. Oh my gosh, we're not losing weight. Oh my gosh, I'm not getting this promotion at work. Oh my, like, you're focused on the end goal that's not happening without rewinding the tape on all of the choices that would get you there if you showed up for them.
you think, um, I'm not a doctor or like a brain scientist, but they say that our brains are wired for safety and security to like not do hard and to keep us safe and all that kind of stuff. And I think when I was writing to the girls this morning, like difficult roads often lead to the most beautiful destinations. And I started thinking about it, and it's like that's part of the reward of the beauty is going through something so hard and realizing like you got out of it and like you did more than you thought you could. That's like part of the sweetness, right? Of the hard road. Or like I think when we hiked our 14ers, like that was a hard hike, but the view at the top was so freaking incredible. And then it was hard on the way down. But then you get to like just embrace and enjoy and look back and be like, we did that. But our brains are, like, telling us, like, "Nah, you don't wanna do that. Like, it couldn't be that. Why don't you just drive up the backside and take a look at the view?" Like, that would be pretty to drive up the backside and look at the view. Don't miss out on that if that's your jam and you can do that, do that. But the hike?
Yeah.
and going through the suck and getting to the top and being sweaty and, like, having that, however many
Earned it. You
hours.
earned the view.
Yeah, and that's, like, life, and I look at all the things that we are trying to take shortcuts in and all the ways that everybody's trying to, like, make it more efficient, make it easier, 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 easier. We are losing out on seeing the actual beauty and tasting how sweet it is when you've put in the hard work and you've achieved the thing or you've arrived at the place or you've gotten the reward. Like,
Right.
ah,
Dude, it's wild that you said that because this fell out of the book that I was just thumbing through, and it says I got this from Sugar Boo& and Company. Have you ever been to that store? Because I
no,
feel like you would love that store.
never even heard of it.
Oh my gosh, it's the cutest store.
I don't think we have.
Quotes, all of it. So they have these, like, little quote cards, and I always grab them for, like, my, bookmarks, right? This says, "If you can find a path with no obstacles, it probably doesn't lead anywhere." And that's by Frank A. Clark, and I was like, "Man, you gotta earn it. You gotta earn your view. You gotta earn your shower." We did the, Memorial Day Murph yesterday, and I tell you what, I did not want to do it. I hate running. If you know me, I hate running. I could do 2 hours dance fitness, no problem. I'm not huffing and puffing. You put me in, like, "You're gonna run a mile," and I'm like, "No, I ain't."
Oh, same.
And my sister-in-law is like I keep telling her, like, "I'm not gonna do it. I'm just gonna ride the bike." And she's like, "No, you're doing it." And I'm like, "I don't wanna do it." And I'm like, "Damn it, I'm gonna do it." So it was me, my sister-in-law, my husband, Matt, my daughter, Kirsten, and her good friend, Chloe. We all did the Memorial Day Murph yesterday. And
Mhm.
when I tell you that I started off and I'm the last one in for running, last one in on the first round because you do a 1-mile run, and then you do 100, 200, and 300 of your work, and then another, mile run at the end. So it's, uh, I think it's 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, and 300 air squats. Pretty sure that's what it's wild.
What's your goal?
We scaled it for girls, so we did 100. How did we do?
How do you even do 100
We
pull-ups?
did I can't do the pull-ups, so we had to scale it. So the girls did 100 sit-ups, 200 high plank shoulder taps, and then 300 air squats. So that's what we did. And so with the 1-mile run, they're all way ahead of me. When I tell you that I was, like, partially in and I'm trying to catch my breath, I couldn't breathe, and I'm like had my music in, and I'm like, "You're not stopping. Like, you're gonna get through this. Like, you're gonna make it." I made that entire 1-mile run without stopping at all. I didn't walk at all. I come into the garage. I was the first one done with all of the strength part, and then I was back out on the run. I made it almost the whole way without walking, but my my thighs were like, "Girl, we're like, tightening up." But I was like, "I'm not gonna do it. I don't wanna do it. I don't like running, da, da, da," but I felt so great after, and I came in 2nd place because Kirsten caught up to me because she's a fast little runner.
But that's the thing, like, even if, the reward is, again, not compared against anybody else. It's literally like you, and you have that moment of, like, how sweet it is that I did something that I number 1, didn't wanna do. That's a whole 'nother message. Like, doing things you don't wanna do that like, are gonna be great later, like, that's so huge for your confidence, for that belief in yourself, for ownership, right? Like, it feels good to own something like that and be like, "I freaking did that," you know?
Yeah.
Um,
And Matt's like, "I seen you running, you didn't stop. I was so proud of you." I was like, "Oh my gosh."
that's cute.
Excited. I was like, "You seen me?" He's like, Yeah."
That's cute. Yeah, I think we are really destroying ourselves as society and smaller communities and all of it by, like, awarding the bare minimum of a work ethic, like, giving out awards from nothing, and we're trying to cut everything short, like, and, like, find all these more efficient ways and all these different things, and it's like, man, some of the sweetness is and no wonder people are depressed, right? Like, they're not putting in any work, they're not putting in any effort, they're just getting for nothing. Yeah, you're gonna be depressed because you don't have there's, like, something in us that's like, yes, hard work, and you don't wanna do it, but afterwards, there's, like, such a
Accomplishment.
yeah, you know?
Yeah. So what would you say to someone who's struggling with even admitting that they have a hard time taking ownership?
That's
Like,
the worst.
what would be the warning signs of, like, let me take a step back and let me put a mirror on my life. Maybe I do struggle with taking ownership. Like, what are those?
I'm curious to know what you would say because here's where I go with that is, like, I don't think some people can see it because they're so dang prideful. Like, I think pride gets in the way of your ability to go like, "Whoa, I might need to try something out here and, like, take ownership here." Like, the only thing I can think of that blocks that is pride and ego. And then, unfortunately, I believe once you're in that position, there's gonna come some sort of devastation. There's gonna come some sort of fall that might rock you enough for your ability to see that, right? Like,
Right.
but up until that point, like, I don't know how you help somebody see that. I don't know how you help somebody to realize that unless something knocks their pride and ego down. For that's how I think. I don't know if you have a different thought.
No, I like that. I think that there is a lot of truth to that. I think that once you get self-checked and you have that, like, wall go up and you're, like, pissy about it, that is usually pride and ego that is getting in the way.
Mhm.
That you know what I mean? So, I
Yeah.
think for me, like, ownership having trouble, like, dealing with ownership for yourself, I think a lot of it, you're pointing fingers at everything and everybody else, that is the reason that is getting in your way. Everything else on the outside is the stumbling block. And, like, there is nothing you can do about it. This is just how it is. I'm gonna normalize this frustration. I'm gonna normalize this life, like, and I'm just gonna complain about it. And instead of having like a solution mindset, you swim in the frustration pool and the problem pool, and that is like the constant narrative that you are spewing out of your mouth to everyone that you talk to, and also what is constantly playing in your head.
Right.
Right? So it's easier to focus on it being everything and everybody else's problem than it is to take a self-reflective moment on yourself. And you said something before we press play about, like, if it's everybody else's problem, how did you word it? It was so good. I'm like, man, I wish we were pressing play on that. It was something along the lines like, and I don't know
And
if you remember it because it was like you said it so quick. Like,
no,
if it's
no.
everybody else's problem, like, maybe like you're the problem or something
Yeah,
like
if
that.
everyone else is the problem, then maybe, like, it's actually you that's a problem, something along those lines. Yeah, because I had that moment too in my own life where I was like, "Whoa," like,
Yeah.
maybe it's me. I'm seeing myself as a victim in this story. I wanna see myself as a victor in this story. I wanna see myself as the hero in this story. So, like, I need to start acting like one.
Right, right. Yeah, I think with, like, you have to decide that you want to see it for what it is. Like,
Mhm.
if you have some things in your life that are frustrating you, that is pissing you off, like, you have to make, like, a list of, like, 2 categories almost, like, what are the things that are in my control and what are the things that are not in my control? And if the list of things that are not in my control, I would absolutely press you to be like, "Really? Is it not in your control, or are you just trying to think that it's not?" Like, I
Mhm.
think the not, "I can't control this," I think that list needs, like the Santa Claus thing, like, "I'm checking the list what the hell does he say? I don't even know."
Anyways, gonna find out who's naughty.
Yeah, check the list twice, and then, you might find that, "Oh, I can move this one over on the thing that I can control." And no matter what it is in your life, no matter what the big umbrella is that you're focused on, whether it's your health, whether it is the job, whether it is your passion meal, whether it is you being a mom, whether it's you being the best wife, the best person for yourself, like, whatever it is, that umbrella has its own list of can't I this is what I can control, this is what I can't control. Double check the can't control, really make sure that you can't control it. And if that list outweighs the things that you can control, then you need to look at that damn umbrella and you need to say, is my worth Is it should I be standing underneath this umbrella, or do I need to find a different umbrella?
Mhm.
Because you just might not be aligned, or you might have just outgrown that umbrella. Maybe you need a bigger umbrella.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So I think you have to see it, but you have to want to.
that's
And
the
at the end of the day, if you want to be known for the person that likes to bitch about everything and wants to be the complain and like loves the drama and like loves the nothing ever works out for me, and like if you like that, like I guarantee you by yourself you don't like that. There is no way.
that's it
And
that's
it
the
like doesn't sit well. You don't like there's no way you enjoy that. That doesn't bring you happiness. That brings
no.
you frustration. Like it just and then the more you talk about it and the more you like swim around in that pool, like the more it has a hold on you.
Yes, that's when I remember, like, um, being in that, like, just it does, it makes me so sad and, like, helpless and just, like, miserable, and
And you start to
I
believe
feel like I was dealt the bad hand, like, I was dealt a bad hand in life, and then I remember someone said, or I read it somewhere, like, someone else could win with the hand you were dealt.
yeah.
I was like, "Oh, snap," like,
Yep.
and then you start to turn the story and you're like, I need to be grateful for this hand. Like if someone else could win with this hand, like I better be winning and I need to be grateful and I need to count my blessings and I need to look for opportunities to show that I am faithful, strong, encouraging, hardworking, disciplined. Like where are the opportunities that I can show that and
Yeah.
become that and do that? And then you start to
Yeah.
do those things and the whole freaking thing
Yeah.
changes.
But you might have somebody listening right now that has, like, the ego and the pride coming up, like, "Well, you don't know my life. You don't have my problems. You don't have this." And
Mhm.
it's like, at the end of the day, if we all walked around with the big billboards on our over our head with every frustration, every self, like, limiting belief, every hard trial that we've ever walked through, I guarantee you there are so many of us that would be like, "No, I'll keep my own billboard. I'll
Mm.
keep my own billboard."
Mhm. Mhm. Even when you see the billboards of, like, people winning and you see what they went through,
Oh,
even
yeah.
great places to have their win, you're like, "I don't wanna go through what they went through."
Right.
Like yeah, yeah.
Yep. Yep. So I think you gotta want to see it for what it is. And when you wanna see it for what it is, sometimes it isn't gonna feel great to walk through, but know that you're walking through it with a purpose to get up and out of that mindset. Like, it's time to jump in a different mindset.
You know what book is great? I know you and I are both the same. If you listen to us and you're not a reader, like, you don't read books, I encourage you to start, I I obviously, like, love to read my Bible, but another book that was, like, great for me in this was, is it The 7 Decisions?
Andy Andrews?
Yeah. Is it
Yes.
what it is? It's
I think
7?
it's called the 7 Decisions. Yes. Right.
So
I think I do. That might be upstairs. Yeah, that one's really good.
is that the one where it was, like, the buck stops here?
No, that one was, The Buck Stops Here is in The Traveler's Gift.
Is it?
Yep, that's the very first rule.
Oh, there's rules okay, so Traveler's Gifts and
It
7 Dis
had well, actually, The Traveler's Gift has 7 rules. I'm pretty sure. Let me grab. It's right
No, songs this the buck stops here, 7 Decisions.
then it's
Wait.
in The Traveler's Gift too, The 7 Decisions That Determine Personal Success. Buck Stops Here, I'm pretty sure is in this book.
Okay.
What is that? Oh, attitude. The longer I live, the more I realize the impact of attitude on life. Alright. I have gems everywhere in my office. I'm pretty sure that's in here.
You're right, Traveler's Gift. Wait, 7 Decisions Edge. Wait, what is the other book that he wrote that is it ca
Oh, maybe you're thinking of The Little Things.
No.
Girl, I don't know what you're thinking of then.
I'm looking it up.
But yeah, I think while she's looking that up, I would say the next thing to focus on if you're struggling with taking ownership with things, I really think the thing that's gonna break it and break through is the things you can control and the things that you can't control list. And if it matters to you to figure it out, like, then you're gonna do that, right?
Mhm.
And then you have to decide, after after you see it for what it is, you need to understand why. Why do you feel the way that you feel? Like, why?
To an extent, I'm gonna argue to an extent
But
because
some
I
things,
think
like, with relationships and stuff, like, you
I
need
think
to understand why you're feeling the way that you're feeling, and you need to have a good, honest conversation.
yes, to an extent, understand. Because I also think, now I'm gonna rant, but I also think there's a lot of that going on today where everybody is trying to like uncover and understand and and why did this happen or why does this and at some point you just gotta go, it just is. And you might not ever get the answer. So now what are we gonna do?
Right. Tough love, I like this.
To an extent.
To an extent.
Yes, understanding is and, it is the traveler's gift, 7 decisions that determine personal success. So I just mm, I separated them.
You
I
renamed the book.
separated them and they should be together.
They're together.
Great book.
But yeah. Um, well, then that goes on the last thing. Understand it to an extent. I like that. We'll add that on. And then I wrote down, then do something with it. But I like yours. Do something about it.
We like, now what? That's like, I say that to myself all the time so I don't get hung up wowing. Because I think as a former person who's battled this, like, I'm a former people pleaser and a former, like, victim. Like, literally, those are how I lived, and it was miserable. And as you change these, you might have that default. Like, my default leans that way because I was that way. But I battle it by going, "Okay, girl, this happened. Like, you can wallow, we can figure it out, we could try why would they do this? How?
Right.
Bleh. And you can
Right.
stay here or you can go, "Alright, it happened, like, now what are we gonna do? Like, how are we gonna go forward?" Because
Myself and I.
yes.
Yes. Yeah. I don't know. You got to take ownership. If you don't, who the hell's going to do it?
Yeah.
And if you don't have people in your life that are telling you to take ownership for your ish, you need to get a new circle.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember when I was getting in my own way when I was over 200 pounds and I'm talking to Matt about all these things that like I want to do and I want to be the healthy mom that my kids deserve and like I'm tired of tugging at my shirt on date night and not feeling fully present. And, like, I was literally the worst, meanest person to myself. It was not a good place to be. I was in my frustration pool, not taking ownership, but not even realizing that I wasn't taking ownership, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And you know I'm a big quote girl. Matt knows that I'm a quote girl. And he said to me he says things to me we've been together since I've been 15 years old, but there are so many things in life that he said that I've like held on to. But one of the things that he said that I've never let go of to this day, that's pulled me up and out of, my struggles with trying to grab a hold of better health or getting out of situations and things like that is he said, Jamie, you're never going to be successful if you do Oh,
Mm.
how did he say it? Now I'm stumbling on my own words. You're never gonna be successful if you do what you need to do when you feel like it.
Mhm.
Something like that.
Mhm.
Oh, and it was so good.
Yeah, what you've said it before, when you
I
only
have.
do what you feel like doing or something like that. Yeah.
You're
That's
never
not
gonna be I
discipline.
need to text him, like, "Can you tell me this again? Because obviously I'm, like,
Discipline
stumbling
is
on it. You're
doing
never
it
gonna be successful if you only do what you need to do when you feel like it. That's what it
right.
was.
Yes. Because discipline is doing a thing you don't wanna do to get something you really want.
Right, and I think you talked about discipline in your or was it in this one that you sent out today to your girls?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to open the email, I don't know.
I don't remember. Maybe I was reading discipline this morning.
Maybe. It's
Maybe.
it goes hand in hand with ownership, right?
Right.
Yeah.
But, like, at the end of the day, like, you have to figure out what the hell you wanna own. What are you owning?
No, and yeah.
And then if you figure out what it is that you want, then you need to figure out what are the things that I can control that can get me there.
Mhm. Mhm.
And take the victim mindset off if you work a 9 to 5. And you then you have to rush home from work to get your kids And then you got sporting events. Like, everybody has the same 24 hours, right? Everybody has different family dynamics, absolutely. But we all have 24 hours. And if we prioritize the things that we want to take ownership for, then that means that we need to dial in our priorities on our calendar a little bit tighter than
Mhm.
those that don't have certain things that they get to do. Like, you get to go to work and you get to get off and you get to go to your kids' sporting events and you get to get home, and do all the bedtime routines and all of that. But you also get to take a step back and look at your work week, and you get to look at how your day plans out and what are the things, where are your pockets of time? There is no way you don't have pockets of time. Just look at your phone and see how long you've been scrolling on social media.
Yep.
How many hours you got on that? Tiki tock?
Yep. Yep. Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, I
Yep.
told you not that long ago, there I am drinking my coffee in the morning when Matt leaves at 6 a.m. and I'm scrolling TikTok till like 8, 9 in the morning. He leaves at 6 a.m., friends. And
Yep.
I'm like, I don't have time to clean my house. I
Yep.
sat there for 3 hours, reheated my coffee twice. Like,
But that's taking ownership. Like,
yeah,
that's an example of not being so prideful and also not wanting to wallow in, like, some victim mindset where you just go,
yeah,
"Hate the reality. Let's reality check this on
right.
myself." Like,
I mean, I would rather sit there and laugh at some TikToks or like listen to some motivational things or like just, I'd rather be doing that than scrubbing toilets and cleaning
yes,
my shower. But
yes,
at the end of the day, I have to take ownership for the respect and the honor it is to have these four walls for my family and have a home that is not chaotic when everybody comes back, So I had to repocket my time. And
it's
yes, I still scroll on TikTok, but I have to get my ish done first.
and yeah, see? But that's discipline, and then the reward is getting something that you want, which is have a happy family and TikTok.
Right, right. It's fun.
Yes.
Yeah,
Ah, it's so good.
yeah,
Such a good reminder.
right. But if you, I don't know, I feel like we need to do one more headlock, maybe one more like hard jab, a little perspective slap with the right love. Like, we're talking to the woman that hasn't got it yet.
It's
They need
just
a little more.
yeah,
What are
just
we saying?
confidence, and if you're willing to, like, humble yourself and, like, if you're walking around and you haven't got it yet and you are miserable and it feels like the world is against you and you just, you have all sorts of you're looking online and you've self-diagnosed, you got ADD and ADHD and paranoia and whatever else you can find out there in TikTok and Instagram Doctor Land, like if you are swirling in that, I'm not making fun of you. I've been there. Like, I get it. I've lived where I feel like the world is against me. And again, like I told you, I've been dealt the wrong hand or a bad hand or blah, blah, blah. Like, I just, as your friend here, if you're still listening, like, no, you can continue to believe that narrative and you can continue to wallow in it, but nothing's going to change. Nothing changes until something changes, right? And so, if you're not going to be the catalyst in that change, and for me, the catalyst begins in your mindset and your belief. If you're going to continue to believe that you're the victim, if you're going to continue to believe that you've been dealt the wrong hand or the bad hand, if you're going to believe that it's good for them, but not for you, or they can do it, but you can't. If you want to continue to believe all of that, then everything is going to continue to play out that way. Life will reward you in that way, and you will be right. But if you want to today humble yourself and go, where have I played into this? And where can I make some shifts? Where can I take some ownership? Where can I change some thinking and some things and some actions? Then I promise you also life will reward you that way. And if you can take that ownership and swallow that pill like I had to do and like Jamie you did, like life will reward you in that way. You will start to see an opportunity in front of you. And I have to even say that opportunities come. But how prideful and arrogant are we that we probably pass by a bunch of them like, not for me, or oh, that would be good for them, but not for me, or I could never do that. Those are opportunities. And if you could start to choose to look at those as like, all right, I'll give it a go. Again, what has happened to you has happened. Where you're at is where you're at. Now, what are we going to do next? What are we going to do about it to get to where we want to go?
Amen.
What about
Yeah, wake the hell up. Like, I'm like a very just like, wake
What's
the
that?
hell up and get your ish together because we're running out of freaking time. And what you said on the last podcast, I'm pretty sure you said on the last one, like, you have to take ownership for that, and you gotta stop putting it on everybody else. Because Mo said on the last episode, "Your last minute emergency is not my priority."
It's so crazy. You
It's
know what?
so
Even to
good.
clarify that more, like it's more even not just an emergency. Because listen, girls, if you got an emergency and you're in my circle, I will help you. I will
Right,
pray if it's a legit emergency. But it's more realistically, your poor planning is not my is not
right.
my priority.
Yep,
If you did not plan and now it feels like an emergency to you, that ain't my priority.
right,
Your poor planning is not where I'm gonna be like, oh, let me rescue you.
right, right. Yeah, I don't know, I think I would come in hot with the whole just, like, get over it.
Mm.
We're all walking through it, right? No matter what the it is,
Yeah,
life is always gonna throw curveballs. You're
yeah.
the one that gets to decide to step up to the plate and freaking swing the bat or strike out. And guess what? Strikeouts happen in freaking baseball.
We talked about that on the last podcast.
Damn.
Like, it's just a little frustrating. It's not a failure, you're not out. Like, you're out for a hot minute, and then you're gonna get back in the game. Big what? Like,
Big whoop.
big what?
Right. Take some ownership for your damn life and get your ish together, girl. It is about damn time. Get rooted, stay focused, and choose to keep showing up for yourself. Don't ever give in to the idea that you can't do something or you're out of time to do something. Like, that was my past and I'll never have this again. Maybe you need to just put all of that luggage down, like Monique talks about, and walk up the damn stairs that you're supposed to walk up and freaking take ownership for each step that you take.
Love it.
Period, the freaking end. I'm so tired of,
Amen.
like, the wallowing in the whiner baby mentality, like, I can't handle that because I remember being that person in the mirror in my closet, crying, thinking, "I'm never gonna be fit, I'm never gonna feel sexy and confident on date night, I'm never gonna be that healthy mom," and I kept telling myself the freaking lies, and I believed them over and over. But when you take yourself out of that mindset and you look at your daughter and you think your voice is gonna pour over her life, then you're like, "What the hell am I doing?" Because you would never let her talk to herself like that, so why do you allow it for yourself? Like,
Mhm.
you can change your life, you've been given this day to do so, so freaking own it and show up for it and do the work required to get you to where you wanna go, and if you don't wanna do the work, then take ownership and say, "I don't wanna do the work." I'm
I
not
know,
interested
but
in
don't
doing this no more. Like, it's
yeah.
not for me anymore. I don't wanna do it. It doesn't fill my cup. It doesn't give me joy. It actually makes me more frustrated. Sometimes the frustration that comes isn't a stop sign of, like, I'm gonna wallow in excuses. Sometimes it is a clarity around, "You know what? I'm done with this path, and it's time to pivot on a different purpose."
Mhm.
But that only comes with taking a self-reflective moment on every little choice that we make because you are who you are today because of the choices you made yesterday, and at the end of the day, that's on you. That's ownership. Take it.
Mhm. I think the worst place to be is what you said, where you're, like, not doing the work, but, like, prancing around thinking you are, and, like, everything's against you. You're like, "No, dude." Like,
Yep.
you're just not actually doing it. Like, you're not doing it. So,
Right,
don't think like, I think motherhood probably also does that to us, right? Where because we do so much throughout the day that you're not recognized for, that,
right,
like, someone takes the garbage out, and they're like, "I took the garbage out." You're like, "You want a cookie?" Like, "Okay, big what?" Like, so much. You should. You're
right.
like
Yeah,
yeah, it's a tough love. The tough love, but that's what really does execute in life, like
right.
yeah.
Yeah. If you're struggling with believing in yourself, like, let us be the perspective slappers right now to be like, "You can believe in yourself." Like, just do it.
Well, I think you have to do something. I think if you're struggling with self-belief or confidence, it's because 'cause you've let too many things go that you've, like, not actually done anything on. Like maybe you had dreams that like you never actually pursued hard enough to see any fruit from. And so it's like gone and you're like, oh, I suck. Or you've made a promise to start working out tomorrow and tomorrow never came. And you're like, oh, I suck. Like you can start to have a struggle and belief. But my encouragement to you would be today, like say you're going to do something and then do it and watch your confidence grow and watch your belief in yourself grow. Like you just have to be a person that does the things you say you're going to do, and then you'll have belief in yourself. It's just like if Jamie, if you were like, I'm gonna, and you never did it, eventually my belief in you would wane. I'd be
Yeah.
like, not
You're like,
really.
this bitch, she ain't doing nothing.
Yeah, she ain't doing nothing. It's the same for ourselves.
Right.
Like that self belief comes from like stacking up and doing what you say you're going to do.
Right. Put your big girl pants on.
Yeah.
Yeah. And let them be Abercrombie. They got a good deal going on.
I gotta try them.
I love it.
Yeah, you're always talking about the Abercrombie.
Yeah.
Or a really great pair of jeans I love from Target.
I don't think I have any Target jeans.
These are amazing. I get compliments all the time. I have them in 2 colors, and I love them.
I love it. Send me the link. I'll look at them. I love Target. I just no
They're
jeans.
only like 25 bucks too.
I love Target even more now.
Oh.
But no, this is a really great topic, Mo. I think that it is something that we all need to be reminded of, even ourselves included. It's so easy. It's so easy to get shifted in life. It's so easy to just coast. And at the end of the day, when you find yourself in that frustration pool, you find yourself not taking ownership for things that are in your control. You find yourself coasting through being comfortable and not growing through life and you're just going through life. I want you to picture yourself on a bike and I
Mhm,
want you to picture yourself going uphill because that is where your greatness is found. And I want to picture yourself not pedaling that bike. What do you think is going to happen? Because
mhm,
you cannot coast uphill. And at the end of the day, like we should be striving for more. And the beautiful part about the more is we all get to define that for ourselves.
mhm,
My more is different than yours
mhm,
and it should be because we were designed uh, to seek out our own life path.
mhm. I love it.
And don't put that on tomorrow's table. Put it on today's table. Tomorrow's not promised. We talk about that all the time.
Oh,
The now of your life is the only time you ever have control over. And the best part of now is always the time.
mhm,
There is no other time in our life that we have control over. It's always going to be now.
yes.
So learn from the past, grow through the now, and watch yourself shine in your future.
Love it.
It's good. Take ownership, girl.
Thank you so much. It's so good.
Yeah, I appreciate you. I feel like we can do a whole nother podcast on ownership in a different like lane. As I love talking about this.
Me too.
It's a great
I
topic.
feel like I have to get off this call and go run 5 miles.
Heck yeah. I already did my workout today.
I have class tonight, so I did not.
And it's early. And I already did my workout.
Class is my workout. Good for you.
Girl, I this body ain't gonna snatch itself. I gotta do the damn work.
I
In my Peggy Bundy.
had a great workout yesterday.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for bringing this to the table today. I hope that it added a lot of value to everyone listening. Leave a comment, you know, drop something, share this up with who needs to hear it. Like I really believe that good women need good women in their life, especially the ones that can look at you in the eyes, tell you the truth with
Mhm,
love, with grit, with grind, and absolutely with the grace, but
mhm.
isn't going to let you wallow in that grace for too long because we got
Yeah.
things to do, girl.
I still think you're amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I still think I'm amazing when I'm sucking. I'm just like, you're amazing and you're sucking. Fix it. Why are you
You're amazing. You're sucking. Now fix it.
fix it?
Fix it. I like it. Gotta be sometimes you just gotta be, like clear, not clever with things. Just
Straight.
straightforward. Get
Yeah.
your ish together.
Yeah.
All right, girl. Well,
Thank you for this time. Thank you for this topic.
yeah, it's
And
great. Great conversation.
thank you to everybody listening. I'm excited that you're in our circle, and I hope that you leave us a comment, share some of your thoughts around all of this, because that's really the fun part is getting to talk with everyone else out there about this
Yeah,
and
I love the texts that come in. It's like
um,
it fills my cup.
yeah, so good.
Appreciate it. All right, ladies. Well, until next time, what do we tell them, Mo?
Stay rooted, sis.
Stay rooted. All right, we'll see ya. Bye.
Bye. We hope that landed.
If it did, share it up, drop a comment, and you know what? We'll see ya on the next episode.
And until then, stay rooted, sister.